Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to another video. We're back once again, and today's a little bit of a different video. This car right here is my Nissan 370Z. It's a 2016 Sport Tech, and as you can tell, the front bumper here, this is a Sport front bumper. This is factory, this is the way it came, and it's got a bunch of rock chips on it. I don't know if you can tell, but you got a big scrape down here, and this whole thing needs to be replaced anyways. So I went ahead and I bought a Nismo front bumper, pre-painted. So I bought that online. It should be arriving today. So I went ahead and did that. It's supposed to be in the same color, which if you guys don't know, they never made Nismos in this gun metallic color. So it's a custom paint job, and I'm hoping the paint matches close. I don't know if it'll match 100%. Because I was not able to send in a sample to them. But yeah, this is the current bumper. This will be no more here pretty soon. I decided to shoot a video of the install because I'm trying to shoot more content regarding this car. So hopefully you guys like that. But over here, we have all the accessories and parts that I am putting on. So I have a Z1 aluminum undershroud like this already on the car. Underneath on the front over there, but this one has to be different for the Nismo bumper because of the way it's designed. The bumper itself is a different shape, so because of that, underneath it being different, I had to buy a whole new undershroud just to use one piece out of it, maybe two. I don't know if I have to do the middle piece too to make it work, but one or two pieces out of the three pieces, so I'm not using the full kit. Also, I have this Nissan logo here, which is the OEM Nissan logo because the bumper does not come with that. I have a hardware kit here. This will be for the bumper. And then I've got, in these boxes here, I've got some finishers for the bumper. So I've actually got some carbon fiber finishers right here for the daytime running lights because I am deleting those on my car. So those will no longer be in use anymore. I'm going to have to probably take some electrical tape and wrap it around the connectors to make sure no moisture gets in there in case I do want to revert back one day. But basically these pieces here are the finishers that go into the spots on the bumper and just kind of make everything look nice. Now when it comes to these right here, these are the red finishers for the Nismo bumper. They go on the bottom side, on the left and right side. So I do have some things I have to install on the bumper when it comes. But you know, it is what it is. It takes a few minutes and then we'll be good to go. But I wanted to shoot a video to show the install of everything like this. I already put the brackets on these carbon fiber finishers here. I don't know if you can tell, but I already put the brackets on just to make it easier to install. So I already did that, but the car right now, I think it'll look nice with the new bumper, honestly. And hopefully you guys are excited for that. I will be shooting as much as I can video of this install. I may have to put the camera down sometimes because it's a little hard to do things when you're trying to hold a camera. So we'll have to kind of see how it goes. So now basically I'm just going to wait until the bumper comes and then we'll get started on this. So the truck just came, they're over there, and the box came like this, but they bubble wrapped it really good, so I think I'm probably okay. They bubble wrapped it like super good, so I think I'm probably good. But it kind of concerned me at first, but I'm gonna go ahead and take this bubble wrap off and set it out and show you guys what it looks like. All right, so here is the bumper out of the box. It was pretty hard to get out of the box, but we're gonna check this paint and see how it looks. This is supposed to be OEM, not aftermarket, so I guess we'll see how they paint matched it. Hopefully it's close. I can already see a little bit of a sneak peek right here of their paint job, and that looks pretty close to my car. I mean, it's pretty much spot on. All right, so to install these carbon fiber daytime running light delete finishers, I basically had to screw these in to here. Basically the bracket that I already had on there with these two screws, I had to come back here and screw that in on both sides. So I have to do the same thing for the other side. So I guess I'll just set the camera so you can see me doing that side, but that's basically what I did on this side. Alright, so in order to get these on, I actually have to use pliers to hold the back of it, and then a 10mm socket on the other side. And I'm going to go back through and retighten these two on either side. Alright, so if we step around, you'll be able to see what it looks like. So instead of a daytime running light, this is just going to be a piece of carbon fiber. Alright, so to fill that gap right there, we have these finishers right here. It looks like RH is like right hand, I think. The other box says LH, so I assume that this one is the left side, the driver's side, and this is the passenger side. But I guess we'll find out here in a second. These should just snap in. By the looks of it, you just got to push them right in. Should be pretty easy. So we're taking a closer look. This way is not the actual correct way. It's actually like this. So the clip goes on the bottom. This flat piece goes on top. So if you look, flat piece on the top, vertical on the bottom. So it goes in like this. If we look on the back side here, you'll be able to see this tab is clipped in correctly. You can see right there that it's fully locked in. The same for this. You don't have to push it very hard, so just go ahead and push that in. It should be good to go. If we go around, this is what it looks like. So it kind of fills that gap there. And I think it completes the look. That way there's not just an open hole there in the bumper. But I'm going to do the same thing for the other side now. Alright, so the other side is done now, as you can see right there. So I'm going to proceed with putting in the red accents on the bumper now. I went ahead and removed all the bubble wrap and everything, so this is what it looks like. So it looks really, really nice. This will be on the Z very soon. Just gotta get those red accents on right there, and should be most of the way there. So these right here are the red accents I was talking about. So these go on the bottom side of either side, bottom section of the bumper. So these, apparently you don't screw them in, you just clip them in. So I'm going to go ahead and clip those in. Alright, so this side right here appears to be the driver's side, so I'm going to do that one first. Like I said, you just line these up and push it in. Gotta be very careful that nothing slips, that way I don't scratch any of the paint. But it shouldn't be too hard here. There's a hole right here. You have to line up with this hole over here. Get this going here. So it doesn't appear that it snaps into place. You just have to push it in there. Because I'm pushing, I guess it did kind of snap a little bit, but I'm pushing with some pretty good force, and it's not really snapping in. Over here it's kind of loose, so I'm not sure what's up with that. I may have to eventually screw this in, but pretty much that's what it looks like right now. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side now. By the way, on this side it does appear that the clips are all the way in, so I'm not sure what's up with that. Alright, so now we have the passenger side here, so I'm going to go ahead and clip this in. Hopefully you guys like the other angles that I'm doing here, that way you can kind of be a little bit immersed into what I'm doing here. I'll go ahead and put this in very carefully here. Gotta line everything up. You have to kind of find the right angle to get it to go in, but once you get it lined up, it's not bad at all. On this side, it appears to be in as best as I can get it, but it does seem like it might come out at some point, so I may have to figure out a way to secure it. The driver's side wasn't as bad, but the passenger side I probably will need to figure out something on this. So after checking this side here, it appears that the clips are in, and actually it looks like you can actually screw it in. There's some screw holes here, so I'll probably grab some screws at some point. It's not necessary right now to get the screws. It'll still hold itself on, but at some point when I have the bumper off next, I'll probably go ahead and do that and put those screws in. So when removing the old bumper, you have to remove these push clips right here, which you have to make sure you don't break. So there's a bunch of those that I removed. They're over here in a pile. And then you're gonna have to go over here and right up in the wheel well, about up here, there's gonna be one more that holds this piece on. So you have to remove that one. And then underneath, there's gonna be, for me, because I have the Z1 undershroud, there's gonna be some 10mm bolts I'm gonna have to undo. So I got a bunch of those to do, and then we should be able to pull this off. So after going down here, I can show you what I mean. My bumper's a little messed up here, but underneath here you should be able to see some screws. So we're going to undo that one right there on the bottom, and that's going to be all the way across on the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on that and get this old bumper off. So these right here are the bolts I'm talking about. You just have to undo these. And this is only if you have the Z1 undershroud. Also, before you can remove the bumper up in here, you're gonna have to pull that spot back right there where that hole is. So right here, you have to pull that back. There's gonna be a screw in there, and you're gonna have to either use a Phillips screwdriver or a 10mm socket. In my case, I use a 10mm socket because on the passenger side, my screw is all messed up, so I have to use a 10mm socket. But that's the last step, and then we'll be able to pull this bumper off. So these are what the screws look like. I have some new ones that I bought because I bought the hardware kit to go with the bumper, so I'm going to be replacing these, and should be good to go once I get all that done. I have to do the other side here, and then we'll get this bumper pulled off. Alright, so now that all the clips are off on the sides and on the bottom, on the top, now we have to take the bumper off. Basically what you have to do is you have to pull on, I would do one side first and then the other side, and you want to give it some force, but you don't want to give it too much force. You want to do it just enough to pop it out, because there's clips up in here on either side. So I'm going to start with the passenger side and then do the driver's side, and then I'll be able to pull the whole bumper off. Yep. Passenger side was stuck. Should be able to come off now. So now that the original bumper is off, I'm going to have to figure out how to get these out, the daytime running lights. I'm going to have to figure out how to do that because the new bumper does not have those spots, as you can tell. So I'm going to have to figure out how to do this here. I think I might just leave these lights plugged in, and this connector right here I'll just undo and tape it up with electrical tape. I think that'll be a good idea, and these lights will just stay with the bumper. So I have the old bumper here, and we're going to be installing this in a second. This is what a 370Z looks like without a bumper if you haven't seen one. So just going to have to put electrical tape on those connectors. Alright guys, so this right here is the connector to the daytime running lights. It was hanging down here. I decided just to kind of wrap it up in here and just keep it out of the way. I know that this is not the most ideal thing. I mean, there's kind of like a sharp edge right here, but I think it'll be fine. I was going to tie it to something with string, but there's not really a whole lot of things to tie it to, and the other side doesn't even need to be tied. It's too short, so this one I'm just gonna have to kind of leave it like that. So before I put the new bumper on, I'm gonna have to take this piece off right here, the undershroud. I may have to take off the middle one too, but it doesn't fit the Nismo bumper, so I'm gonna have to at least take this piece off. Also, every hole that you see right here is where the screws go in, but the pieces, the hardware, need to be installed on the new bumper, so I'm going to go ahead and do that now, so that way I can put it on and we'll be good to go. So although this kit right here comes with all kinds of things, these are the things that I actually need. This is the only piece out of the entire kit that I need. I could use the new screws if I want to. In fact, I might actually do it this time. That way they're not all rusted up and everything. So I'll use the screws, and I'll use these right here. So basically, this side, the side that's flat goes towards the ground. This side goes up to the sky. So every hole right here on the new bumper, I have to be very careful about doing it. I don't want it to mess it up, but I'm going to go through, and every single hole I'm going to put one of these on. So after comparing this piece, the undershroud, to the bumper, it looks like this is the correct way it's supposed to be. So the hole right there, all right there, all right there, all right there, there, and there. So now that that is on, I'm going to take the old one of these off from the car, put this new one on, and then put the bumper on, and then we have to tackle the sides here. So while removing the old undershroud, ran into a bit of an issue. This bolt right here is just spinning inside the thread, and I'm trying to get this thing off, and it won't come off. So I'm not too happy right now. So on the undershroud, the one I had on there, I had to basically use a flathead screwdriver, work it around for a very long time until I was able to get it out. And the bolt is still on the car, but it's just free spinning inside the rivet, and I'm not going to mess with that. So the new undershroud's going to be a little bit off, but I'll make sure to tighten it on the other holes to make sure it stays there. But that other screw is just staying in the car because I'm not messing with it. So after looking at the undershroud here for the Nismo bumper, you should be able to use the existing screw holes underneath here. It lines up perfectly with the new one. So go ahead and do that real quick. Alright, so now that the undershroud is on right here, I'm going to go ahead and put the bumper on, and we'll get that going here and put it all back together. Alright, so this is what the Z is looking like right now. Looks pretty nice to me. Got these push clips in here. Some of them are kind of a pain, but got all those done. I will be putting on the emblem here soon, but I need to go underneath and make sure all the bolts are done and on the side and the fenders. Alright guys, so I'm going to go ahead and put the emblem on. This surface is pretty clean as is, so I'm not too worried about wiping it off. There's tape here. Once I undo this, we have to go and put it right on. So it should go just right there. So I will do that now. Alright, so this is the emblem now. I think I did a pretty okay job. I could have probably moved it to the left a little bit, but I'm not too picky about it. I made sure that on the sides that they're equal at least, but I mean, I'm just trying to put the logo on, so I'm not too worried about the exact placement. But I mean, I think it looks pretty okay. It looks pretty good. Like I said, I could have moved it to the left a little bit, but that tape is so strong, I'm not even going to mess with it. Alright, so now that I have all of these bolts done here, you can see there's one right here, and they go all the way down. So now that those are done, I am going to work on the fenders. So I went ahead and put all the fender stuff back together. It was a little bit of a pain, but if you look at this corner seems to be looking pretty okay. There's a little bit of chipping on the corner there, but if you go to the other side, the passenger side, I didn't notice this till just now, but see, it's missing a pretty good amount of material there. So At this point, I've already put it all back together, and if you look here, there's actually like some paint missing, but yeah, it's just, I put all this effort into putting it back together. I'm just gonna leave it like that. This is, it's gonna piss me off if I try to return this and get it again. Alright, so this is what it looks like with the car on, with the Morimoto headlights, so it looks really nice. I am going to go to the hardware store real quick and get some self-tapping screws for these, because it didn't come with screws, and these holes right here, you have to put that piece right there to fill that gap. So I'm gonna get some self-tapping screws and maybe go grab a bite to eat, and I will come back. Alright guys, so I went ahead and went to the hardware store. I picked up these self-tapping screws right here. They're gonna fit basically a 7mm socket here, 1/4 inch. So it's gonna be close enough. It won't be a snug fit really, but it'll work. But this is how it's gonna look. So the piece is right here. I put one screw in here to hold it. The bumper did come with holes already, so I'm just gonna continue these through all the way. So there's one hole down there, and then 3 on the side. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish this, and we should be good to go. All right guys, so after trying this 2 different ways, it looks like you actually need to put the piece behind the bumper. I originally thought that you had to do that, but it wasn't really lining up correctly. But it looks like I got it to line up. The bottom piece, the very bottom here, on the bottom you're gonna have to bend it in and screw it at the same time. But these 3 screws lined up. So now I have to go do the driver's side, and we should be all good to go. Alright everyone, so after hours of work and some issues with that undershroud from the previous install, it's done. It's finally done. So this is what it looks like. Looks really nice in my opinion. And yeah, it wasn't that easy getting these things on the side, just because it's really hard to line everything up, especially the hole in the bottom, but they're on now. But yeah, so that completes the install for my Nismo bumper, custom painted in gun metallic. And hopefully you guys like the video. If you want to see more content about my 370Z, please let me know. I am extremely tired, so I am going to rest and shower because I am sweating. It is over 100 right now, so it sucks. But that's done. Alright, so cool. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got. I'm going to end the video here, so thanks for watching. See you in the next one.